Good evening. How's everyone doing? I've just realised my sub count's not working. See if I can fix that while I start doing this on the fly. Anyone in the chat right at the start, say hi. Welcome to the stream. I am just going to try and see if I can fix that sub counter. Something weird is happening tonight. I had to clear my cache in my browser earlier, and I think that's what's going on. And killed my sub count. I don't know how to get this to re-log back in. Refresh browser. That's how you do it. Oh, here we go. Switch account. That one. There we go. We got it working. Perfect. Evening, Mary. Good to see you. We are taking off first and foremost tonight from Glasgow City Airport. The reason for that is I was made aware that there's been some updates to Glasgow in the map, so I figure we go for a wee fly along to the city and see what we can see. So we'll kind of come along the river. Again, my mouse is in the wrong place. We'll come along the river and see what we can see along there, if the arena's there and things like that. I was in Glasgow just yesterday, meeting my new employers. That was good fun. And we'll have a chat about the launch of the new channel. As always, let me know if music is too loud, too quiet. It doesn't seem to be playing at all right now. See if I can fix that. Yeah, let's get into the air. We've got Lucky with us tonight. We did, as always typically happens, we lose a subscriber or two after the streams because there's people who join, try to get the dog to get his treats and then unsubscribe afterwards. That always happens. But our maximum was 976, so we need to get to 977 before the next treat. We keep track of that, so those games don't work. Not on this channel anymore. Glad to hear the music is all good. So you can see all these points of interest that have popped up, and oh, it's interesting. There's a bunch of people flying airliners, it looks like, it nearby. We are streaming earlier tonight than usual. There's a good reason for that. I have to get up really early tomorrow morning to take one of my friends to Glasgow Airport, actually, funnily enough. I'm gonna be in Glasgow 3 times this week. I can't remember what the first reason was. But I was in yesterday meeting my new employers. Tomorrow taking my friend to the airport, and I was in earlier in the week for something. I can't remember why. My memory's terrible. Ah, that's what it was. Um, I was in on Tuesday playing top golf with my friend Stuart. It's a driving range, but with a bit of a twist. You can play sort of different games. You're still hitting the ball from the one static point as you would in a driving range, a golf driving range, not an actual car driving range. Um, However, yeah, you can play like Angry Birds and stuff like that. So when you hit the golf ball, then the trajectory of the ball that you hit, it kind of tracks that and then applies it to the Angry Birds game, and then it shows you on the screen. So that was quite fun. If we do get subs, I say above 977, Lucky will get his treat. Bella is being looked after by my mum, so she's not here tonight. So we are starting off flying over Glasgow, and I believe Daniela was going to give us some suggestions of buildings that we might want to try and land on top of. I don't think that's going to go well. Fixed-wing aircraft and landing on top of small buildings is it's just going to be a lot of crashes, but you know, give the people what they want, I guess. So, coming in here, it looks like Glasgow Central Station's got to be somewhere around here, because of all the train lines and everything going that way. I think I've turned off points of interest. I should probably turn them back on. Hold on, let me see if I can do that. Points of interest. Landmark markers are on. Airport markers should be on. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not helping me, but I was looking to see, because I was told there had been some updates, and it looks really nice, so I mean, you know, can't complain, but I was looking for something like the O2 Arena. I think it's Hydro or something now. I probably should have put it into the sat-nav. But I think that's the end of the river, so we'll turn around and... No, it's not, it keeps going down further. But I think we get out of Glasgow at that point. So let's head back to the point that it was telling me was central Glasgow. Because that's going to be where all the stuff we're looking for is. I don't know Glasgow. I mean, again, I can't navigate to my own house without a GPS, so, you know. What's that? That's some kind of stadium. I'd be expecting to see like, you know, a fairly obvious when you have the custom built objects, they're usually pretty obvious and stand out-ish. I'm looking for where I was today. It's gonna be around here somewhere because it was near Central Station. Not today, yesterday. Ooh. Um. So and now it says Glasgow's 10 miles up this way. Make your mind up. I still haven't seen any suggestions from Dana. Mm. How's everybody's week been? I've been unemployed for a week now. Um, Gotta say, it's been one of the best weeks of my life. Um, having none of that stress. It's phenomenal. And I've had people reach out to me from my old work, just telling me just how much of a nightmare it still is. And I was like, well, what did you expect to change me leaving, you know? It wasn't going to get better. So, yeah, I have, as the name of the stream suggests, we have launched a new channel. We did a poll earlier in the week. It lasted about 6 hours. And then there seemed to be overwhelming response from the 5 people that responded or whatever. So we launched Money with Miles. The first video is up. It's a budgeting for beginners video. So if you've never done a budget before and you're looking for some hints and tips on how to get started with your household budget, go ahead and subscribe to Money with Miles and support the first video. Video number 2 is scheduled to drop at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we'll be doing more over, well, hopefully going forward for a long time, but especially over the remaining 5 weeks of my unemployment sabbatical, if you will. Going to be creating a decent chunk of content, doing our best to kickstart that channel and its subscriber count. See if we can't get a bit of a community going on, because I believe that a lot of people are missing out on the financial life that they deserve because they don't understand the basics, and so they're not even making the right basic choices. But that's not their own fault. It doesn't get taught in schools, and the system kind of wants people not to understand it, so that you all get credit cards and get into a hell of a lot of debt. Well, I can't find anything particularly, you know, okay, Erskine Hotel. Looks like this has been a landmark that's been purposefully, sorry, Erskine Hospital, purposely designed. Certainly looks like a unique object. that they wouldn't just have randomly in the sim. But I'm really surprised that we don't have, or I just haven't seen. If anybody's seen it, shout in the chat. I haven't seen the hydro. Will we go back up the river one more time? Maybe we'll head towards that central point called Glasgow and see. And if we don't get it, then what we'll do is we'll head over to Cumbernauld and we'll land. That'll be the first landing point of this fight. And it kind of takes me back because it's one of the flights that I did years ago in real life, flying into Cumbernauld. It's not the easiest to find because it's kind of buried between a bunch of trees. I think that's just pointing me to Glasgow Airport. It is. That's not actually pointing me into the Glasgow city. I'm disappointed because I was promised that Glasgow had been designed. And maybe it has. I mean, it looks alright. It looks, you know, I'm not going to complain and say it looks terrible, but the probably two most well-known things in the city I can't find. That's a little bit surprising. I hope that's not meant to be it there, because that's not what it looks like. Right, I'm done. I'm bored with Glasgow. We've been streaming for 20 minutes. Let's get out of here. Go do something interesting. Off to Cumbernauld. There's a tune. Wake us up. As I said, I'm streaming early tonight because I need to finish early tonight because I need to get some sleep. Because I need to be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is typically when I would go to bed. Thank you for all the likes on the stream. Good point. I should get my poll set up, shouldn't I? I feel like I need to get some, like, this kind of music. I feel like I need to get disco lights or something going on around me. I don't know if that's this kind of channel. Am I a disco lights kind of channel? Tell me in the chat. Probably not. Not sure I've got that kind of energy. Certainly not today. So, since we launched the channel, hold on 2 seconds. The first video went up, I think it was on the 10th, so 3 days ago. We've got 6 subscribers, which I'm pretty pleased about from the first video. And considering it's a brand new channel, we've got 63 views, with 4 likes and 11 comments. Obviously, I'd like to see those numbers growing, but for a brand new channel, nobody's heard of, you know, I'll take what I can get. I think my first video on this channel got like 10 views or something. You know, we've been doing this for 10 years. I think about 10 years. And we still haven't got to 1,000 subs on MyAirMyles, so to get 60 views in 3 days on Money with Miles, I'll take it. That's confidence boosting for me. If you could go across, I think, yeah, the Lucky and Bella mod has put the link in the chat. If you could go across to Money with Miles and give me a sub over there, that's my new channel all about personal finance, I would really appreciate it. Gonna see how fast we can try and grow that in the next 6 weeks. More subs we get, the more videos I will drop. I'm currently scheduling 2 a week over the 6 weeks, but if I can get more subscribers, I'll drop the videos faster, and then after I start my new job, we'll go back to that cadence of 2 a week. But I have no problem dropping the videos faster if it grows the channel. That's the runway right underneath us. So we'll do an overhead pass, we'll loop back round, and we will come into land. Do I want pink lights? No. I think I'm more of a red light man. Don't know what that means. Get myself cancelled. Okay. First landing of the day coming up in about 5 minutes. We're just doing the overhead join now. Power is at idle. We're bringing her down. Let's see, I have flown into here before. I remember it well because the air traffic controller told me off for not calling base. No other airport I had flown into at that point required you to call base. You know, it was downwind and final. This guy was like, nope, you have to call base. You didn't call base. And I was like, okay, sorry. I'm on final now. Can I land? Oh dear. Good times. I've lost it, I told you. It's in amongst all those trees again, isn't it? I can see it flashing at me. there's somebody else here. Did I change my region back to the UK? So I'm gonna go down here until I'm aligned, and then I'm gonna turn left onto it, I think. I think that's my best approach. I'm gonna cheat. I need this outside view. Yeah, I am not crazy. It is there. It's there. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Right, here we go. Gear down. First stage of flaps. You got your Friday rave on? Everybody got their Friday rave on? We're not ravers, are we? You're spending your Friday night watching me fly simulated aircraft. Nobody watching this stream is going to a rave. But you cannot subscribe. So, the video I was watching from the guy who was saying that the Glasgow updates had been released, he came in and landed in Cumbernauld, which is kind of why it was a thing for me to do. I say landed in Cumbernauld. He landed on the grass next to Cumbernauld. And he has a channel doing similar to what I do. I'm like, mate, at least, if you're going to put it up as a YouTube video, it wasn't even a live stream, land it on the damn runway. It's not rocket science. There we go. Welcome to Cumbernauld. Thank you for flying MyAirMyles. Right, Dana, where are we going? Some place in China. Oh, great. Okay. I want to see what this is first. I don't... How are you supposed to land on that? Stephen Chilton Architecture unwraps Sunak Guangzhou Grand Theatre in China. Okay. I'm not very good at flying helicopters, but I think I'm gonna have to fly a helicopter. We'll give it a go. I'm not enjoying this music, so we'll skip that. Crash. No, I prefer not to. I know you want me to, and we might. I have, for anybody who watches my streams, you may not realize, I have realism on max. So if I overstress the aircraft, it will fail. If I crash, it will fail. You know, you get the full experience with MyAirMyles. You might not get that anywhere else. Okay, let's see if this is a place that I can even find, or if I might have to go and get coordinates for. Okay, I'm gonna have to get coordinates for it. Oh! China's not happy with us. Flight sim literally just crashed. I do apologize. I'm bringing it back. Dana, you made China unhappy with us. I've also heard feedback that this camera makes my hand look huge. So I'm going to be looking at a new camera position. Maybe somewhere here. Looking this way. For future streams. But not tonight. Yeah, say 10 cities in 3 photomography or whatever. I think Glasgow was meant to be one of those, but... And maybe it is. I'm just not familiar with the city. But points for anyone in the chat who can tell me what this is. And explain it to me in great detail. Whilst we're waiting for Flight Sim to come up. I think I'm going to keep this on my desk. I haven't played a Lego in years. Right, we should be back. Let's see if we can get over to that place now. So, we're going to depart from here. I'm sure I can do that. Search. Oh, here we go. Custom. There we go. Okay. We need to be daytime. Let's see if we can find this Guangzhou Grand Theatre. And try to land on it with this helicopter. Can I land at NASA? Look, even NASA can't land at NASA. They gave up on that. They let Elon Musk do it now. Oh, I don't know how to fly a helicopter. This building, if it's in the sim, should literally be here somewhere. This is the exact coordinates according to Google Maps. So, I don't think your building's here, Dana, in China. Just tell you what, just for a laugh, since we're here, we'll try to land on a building. um, oh, that's some grandiose music, isn't it? In one of the first flight sims I ever flew, there was an Area 51 mission. And there was like a little spaceship and stuff that flew around. It was quite cool. I think they might be trying to bring it back. Fun missions like that in Flight Sim 2024. There are other people flying around here. I'm going to land on this building and then see if I can figure out. Or I'm going to try to land on this building. But it's not quite the famous building you wanted me to land on. Ooh, that building's not designed for landing when I went through it. um... Trying to see. Yeah, like this theater that I'm looking at Google Maps here. You can't obviously see what I can see. Actually, there's no reason I can't show you. here, the red is not there. It's not there on this satellite image that Microsoft has. So in fact, let's just move on to the next one. The snail house in Bulgaria. Okay, let's try this. So I've just realised when I switch you to that other view you can't hear me. That was the building we're looking for now. Let's see if we can find the snail house in Bulgaria. 11 o'clock. Oh, there might be something there. So set that as departure. We'll go over 9 o'clock. Let's go see if the snail house exists. But yeah, we can try and hit all these locations. Right. Someone see it? Trying to map it to Google Maps. It's on a big corner. I think it's meant to be that thing there, but it doesn't look like it's supposed to. Trying to do a bit more, because it should be on this street. It'd be good to find one of these places for you. But I'm only as good as the data that the sim has. It's on the main road. The main roads converge down to a V. Yeah. Meaning it should be there, but it's not. I think they've depicted it as a, I don't know, a weird resort type place. I'm trying to find, because this red building here. Let's see if we can land on that. I don't know if it's big enough. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's trying to be what you're looking for. Because it looks like it's a custom building, as opposed to the rest of them. They all look generic. But here's your challenge, Dana, for some of these. If you send it in, make sure it's in the sim, so that we can land on it. Do like a Google search, put Flight Simulator 2020 against each of these things and see. But we'll try and bring it into this red one. Hopefully it's designed to be landed on. I never wanted to be a helicopter pilot. These things don't want to stay in the sky. I'll be fair to this thing, actually, it's quite stable, this. I've tried to fly way worse. I hit the building. Restart. Wait a sec. Before I fly, can I... Because I should be right on top of it the second I start flying. Like, because I give it the exact coordinates. I don't see a snail house anywhere here. If anyone else sees it, give me a shout. Tell me in the chat that I'm being an idiot. Oh, what is going on with my sim today? It's crashed again. Woos on my viewers. My computer's decided that, I don't know, maybe the latest update of Flight Simulator is not stable. I gave you the doggy view, but the doggy view, you'll lose my commentary. I think I know what the problem was. I think I didn't turn on my fans. My computer fans before anybody goes that way. Of course. Yeah, now everybody jumps into the stream. Flight Sim just crashed. We're rebooting. We're gonna move to the next one. Let's see if this Casa Battle even exists. FS 2020. I don't... Nobody's saying it does. Flight Sim. I don't think you're in luck. You picked the most random of places. We can try. I'll grab its coordinates. Oh, has my stream stopped? Somebody tell me. Comment down below if the stream's still working. I got a complaint from YouTube there. As we wait for the sim to boot up. I just make the best content, don't I? We're chilling on a Friday night. Where else would you rather be? Probably at Casta Batlo in Spain. So I set it as the departure. Casa Mila? I don't know. That's a point of interest. That's actually on the map. So why don't we try that? Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can figure this out. The bitrate being sent from OBS looks good. I'm not sure why YouTube's not happy. Okay. All of these houses look the same. This is not going to be particularly helpful. I think you've picked really bad locations. Okay. Is it somewhere down this stream? Is anybody... I don't even know if I'll be able to identify it. It's down the main street. So we can try to find down the main street that seems to have a two-way road. That's this one. So we'll try to find down it and up it and see if we can see your building. Why do all these buildings look the same? I mean, this area looks like it's been designed. It looks like it's been done by the Microsoft guys properly, so you never know, your place might actually be here. Should be somewhere up this street. Is this you? I think that's meant to be it there. We'll fly up a bit more and see if there's another one that looks similar. I mean, you're picking the most random locations. Oh, that might be it. Eke it round, eke it round. think it's that one hanging on the end of that building there. Is that it? Is that your building? No, it feels like that might be your building. I don't really see anywhere on the roof to land. But it certainly looks like the building, according to Google Maps anyway. Someone chose doing it now to subscribe, and we've had no change in our subscriber count. Somebody is a liar. Well, if this is not your building, this one certainly looks nicer anyway. This is the one that you should be... You should have asked me to land at. But I don't think there's anywhere really to land. I mean, I could try and land in the middle of it. That'd be a laugh. But I think it would object to that. Oh, this is creepy. I don't know if any of these models are designed to be landed on. The reflections are there, so it certainly looks like it might. Well, let's see if this one will let us land on it. Boom. Can we land at NASA? Yeah, probably. Let's go do that. Let's go do a proper flight. So that right there, that is the the landing, NASA landing, shuttle landing facility. We can land there. Where will we depart from? Orlando? 25-minute flight? We're not going to do it in that. We're going to do it in the longitude. Only got our nav. Screw it, do VFR. Let's go. Stream health looks like it's come back. Anybody watching can confirm that for me, that'd be great. Lucky's bored. Fine as VFR, but we're still going to set it up the way we always would, right? So we are going to have the altitude of 10,000. We'll climb out at 1,000 feet per minute. We'll get the FMS ready to go. We'll get the auto throttle ready for takeoff. And we're cleared. Let's get moving. V1, rotate, B2, gear up, flaps up, autopilot.
Orlando Tower, Cessna Golf, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango, continue for north departure.
Now look at that. Isn't that a nice jet? Look at that departure from Orlando. That's the best way to see Orlando. When you're leaving it by an aircraft. No, I'm sure there's plenty of nice places in Orlando. It actually looks really nice in the sim. I love flying this aircraft, it makes me happy. So it should be a 25-minute flight. We can speed that up a little bit. Get that speed way up to 300 knots.
Orlando approach Cessna Golf, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango is type Cessna C 705 miles east of Orlando 2000.
We can make good progress.
Transition Bravo airspace.
We might not even get to 10,000 feet. Nah, we should. Let's get our vertical speed up there.
7621 Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
It's a short flight.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
Thing's a rocket, climbing at 6,000 feet per minute. And yep, Bella does like playing with toys.
Frequency change approved.
Just make sure she doesn't chew things that she's not supposed to.
Miami Center Cessna Golf Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango is type Cessna C 707 miles south of 01 Foxtrot Alpha 7,500 feet. Request flight following. Squawk 4301 Cessna Charlie
There we
Oscar.
go, we made 10,000 feet. What do you think? Think we can make 20,000 feet?
Roger Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
Pilot would be pissed on a flight this short, being asked to fly up to 20,000 feet. Basically, you'd be in the vomit comet, right? Straight up, straight down. I do wonder if this thing can climb at, I don't know, 10,000 feet per minute. Shall we find out? No, 99 is the max that you can set it to. That'll be a fairly uncomfortable flight. You can see it struggling to maintain airspeed as it's trying to climb at 9,900 feet per minute. But if it's doing it. So we can see the island. In fact, that's our runway, right in front of us. What do you reckon? Can we glide all the way in? Throttle to idle. Let's find out. Let's give it a laugh. I'm gonna go way north. I've got a ton of altitude to lose anyway. Whilst bleeding off who knows how much airspeed. This is NASA though. Mary, you were asking for us to land at NASA. This is NASA. Let's get those spoilers armed. Try to slow us down. Get us descending. I don't want to put us into the ground, but we got to come down at a decent rate. Spoilers will do that for you. Holy cow. I'm keeping, you can't see it because it's behind Lucky, but I'm keeping that runway in my sights. As we're bleeding off this. Huh, altitude. We are trying to do this. We went to 20,000 feet. And now we're trying to do this as a glide. So engine out. Let's assume the engine had failed. You only get one chance at this. I almost think of it as if we're like the space shuttle, right? Okay, I think we're bleeding off too fast now. Let's get the speed brakes off. So because I want to make it to the end, no, to the, at least the start of the runway, we'll aim at the end of the runway. And that's the rate of descent that we'll go for. And then we'll fix it as we get closer. Gear extended operating is 230 knots, so we're below that, so we can extend the gear and go full flaps whenever we want to. As long as we keep it below 230 knots. I think we're a bit too high. Let's try and bleed off a bit more of that. Gear down. We're incredibly too high. Ooh! We might not recover from that. Can we recover from that? Nope. 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 Dana's gonna get her crash, crash, crash. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give it back to me. Give it back to me. Nope. Game over. Oof. Oh. Okay, we'll do it properly this time.
Yo, what's going on?
It's a problem in low and slow. With no power, you know. Have I got the there's a setting here that allows me to skip. Travel to. Descent. Approach. Skip to the approach. Is that New York? Oh wow, that's not much of an approach, is it? Is my gear down? Nope. Fuck me. Okay. Jesus. Okay. Everything's down, everything's locked. Maybe I should have gone for the different, the earlier stage. But if we want to get to other airports, we need to make sure that we can get this one done. We're having a bit of fun tonight. Not taking it too seriously like the other nights. We usually everything's all by the book. Tonight we're pretending we're aliens. So it's okay if it's a little bit sporty, shall we say. There we go, put it down. Reverse thrust. There we go. We landed at NASA. A little bit of a cheat, but anyway. It's a cool little airport, though. You tell. Maybe we don't got any more Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur. I don't think you can land on those either. They're points. Everybody thinks you can land on pointy things. You can fly through the Twin Towers. That's probably not a good thing to say. You fly through the Petronas Twin Towers at Kuala Lumpur. Tell you what, let's depart from Kennedy. We could do an arrival into Orlando. But we could do this properly, right? We could do this as an ILS, right? Why would I want to go all the way up there? That'll do. 23 minutes. Yeah, sure. Right, we'll do it properly. We'll show you how, this is the serious stream that everybody joins for, right? Not. We're basically doing the reverse flight, but we'll do it with all the instruments. Why have I started in the sky? This thing's got confused. I don't think it knows where I'm supposed to be. Main menu. This has been a rubbish stream tonight, hasn't it? I'm not prepared. The game's crashed. Simulator's crashed. How many times? I don't want to be airborne. Why do I want to be airborne? Really? Oh. Huh. That's why. How long have we got left? 40 minutes on the stream. Tampa. How long is that going to take? 28 minutes? iOS 1.9. 30 minutes. We'll fly across Florida. Sounds like a good way to end the stream. Right, we're on the runway this time. We're taking off. We're doing the ILS approach. It is going to be roughly a nice day. Let's go. And then I need to get some sleep because I got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, lucky, I know, right? 2 o'clock in the morning. Mad.
Tower Cessna Golf, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango, ready
Much
for
better.
maiden
We're on the
departure,
ground.
runway
right. Right, let's get our speed bug set. Oh, on. Back. Good. Don't need to skip 2s anymore. VFR off. FMS is set. Not auto flight assist. I need air traffic control. What was I cleared to? 14,000. On 4,000 at a rate of 5,000 feet per minute. Auto throttle set. FMS set. Clear for takeoff. Brakes off. Full throttle. Rolling. Speed indicator is alive. V1, rotate. V2. Gear up. Flaps up. Autopilot on.
Going to 134.905 Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango. Orlando departure Cessna Golf, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango is passing 1,700 feet, climbing 14,000 feet. Cessna Golf, Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango, Orlando. Departure QNH 29.902 radar contact.
Speed set to 300 to speed things up for us. Sorry, pup. Quiet night. Think we streamed too early. Everybody's still at work.
Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango, contact Miami Center on 124.1. Good day. Going to 124.1 Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango. Miami Center Cessna
I'm
Golf,
sad
Sierra
that
Charlie
I
Oscar Tango
totaled
is
one of
at
these earlier tonight.
1,700 feet, climbing
If you missed it, go back and watch that part of the stream.
14,000
I was trying to do an engine out, glide down. I've never done it before in this aircraft, so I could just give it a go. We went into a flat spin. Didn't end well. No, that's not how it goes. If we give him treats for being patient, then why would anybody subscribe? How's your weekend going? Oh, you've been off all week actually with me, Stuart. Same as me, except, well, not in the same way. Um,
Climb and maintain
I don't know how
16,000
your week's been.
Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
Hope you recovered from Top Golf.
Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango. Contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0. Good day. Going to 134.0 Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango. Jacksonville Center Cessna Golf Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango is passing 15,400 feet, climbing 16,000 feet. Cessna Golf Sierra Charlie Oscar
Oh
Tango.
yes. Oh yes, you were painting your green walls green again. After you painted your white walls white. I'll never understand that. Make walls, make walls green again. Oh no. Oh no, now I've offended people. Yeah, I get that, but I'm just, I'm too lazy to do it. I'd want someone else to come in and paint the walls for me. Um, I know that's not the right attitude, but hey, we are where we are. We are who we are, maybe. It's a better way of putting it. It's not the Neville I want. It's the VFR map. Here we go. So we are doing a really kind of strange approach over, but this gets us onto the airways in the standard approaches, so that's why we're doing it that way. Because when we try to do it sporty, it doesn't always end well for us. Although you'll see the plane is not actually following the course, it's cutting the corner. The reason for that is because I've got it going way faster than it's set to do that in the FMS. So it's calculated that basically to be able to make the turn and get back on track, it needs to cut that corner. I think I've heard this song before. This one sounds familiar. Oh, somebody else flying out here tonight. Implicit Mango 21 in the E20. So that's the A320 Nexus, I think it is. It's on the ground. Implicit Mango. What a brilliant name. I've just seen there's a place there called Alligator Drink. I don't know if I want to go there or not. So if you are looking for some in-flight entertainment, open a new browser or find a second mobile device. Don't leave the stream. And go to Money with Miles YouTube channel. That's my new personal finance channel. Go over and check that out and watch the first video that we released earlier this week, which is a beginner's guide to budgeting. Next video drops 10 AM UK time tomorrow morning. And then we're scheduling Wednesday and Saturday drops for the next couple of weeks until we see how the analytics comes back to give us the times of day that people who are watching the videos are watching, and we will then obviously amend the launch times of the videos to match the times of the people who are watching them when they're on YouTube. But we're going Wednesday and Saturday for just now. The link is in the chat. But as I say, don't leave the stream. Do it on another device or a separate tab. Florida's quite nice in this altitude, actually. Ribble Ranch. It's just a place called Executive. That's the Executive Airport. The Executive Airport. Kind of feel like we should have landed in there. Make a note for next stream. We're gonna land in the Executive Airport. I wonder how they got away with that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody who's just joined us. I've seen people are starting to jump on now. I'll explain one more time why we started the stream so early tonight then, for everyone who's just joined. I have to be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to take Stuart in the chat to Glasgow Airport. He's going on holiday. So, I'm going to sleep after this. We're finishing up after this flight. And I'm going to go and try and get some sleep. My first week of unemployment has gone incredibly well. I played golf. I went and met my new employers. I've launched a new YouTube channel. And we recorded, I think, 5 videos. Edited, and they're all up on the channel and scheduled for release. You know. So, that's a fairly productive first week of unemployment, if I do say so myself. When I could have just stayed in bed all day. Apart from obviously looking after the dogs. I think part of it was convincing myself that it was a good idea to buy the action cam. Again, I was like, oh, I better make sure I make use of this. Otherwise, you know, dropped a bunch of money on that right as I was about to become unemployed. However, I think my new employer is more worried. You know, because it could happen, right? An employer can cancel your contract before you start. But when I was out with them last night, I think they're more employed that more worried that I'm going to cancel on them. But I've got no intention of doing that. I need the money. And I like you do painting all by yourself. Yes, I did. Because I don't like painting. And I vaguely remember you letting me build a greenhouse all by myself. Ooh, internet drama. We're having internet drama, Stuart. Nah, it's fine. Um, I don't know how to paint, and I'm pretty sure you don't know how to build a greenhouse. So let's put it down to that. Um, yeah, mate, go, like, go onto X and start like flaming me or whatever. That's the next thing you're supposed to do, right? Create some meme of some kind, and then I'll tell you you can't meme, and don't know. Hello Kids comes to mind at this point. Too old for this. It's interesting that it's picked this song on Pretzel Rocks, because I have selected YouTube friendly and instrumental. There's singing going on. Um, Interesting though, the stream last week got flagged potentially for 2 copyright breaches, even though I had selected YouTube safe on Pretzel. Um, it was they didn't take any further action, so the channel's fine. Didn't get a strike or anything like that. But I thought it was interesting because I'm trusting Pretzel with my channel, and two content claims came against the live stream last week. So we'll see how many we get this week. There's a lot of ranches in Florida, isn't there? That reminds me, I need to try and download Yellowstone. People keep telling me to go and watch it. And I'm gonna have plenty of time this weekend, so I might download Yellowstone, stick it on my iPad. Here we go, top of descent.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
Start slowing down as we descend. Oh, I've just seen that there's a break in my FMS detail. It's going to take me to Mansk, and then it's going to lose me. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to tell it to go direct to Bucks. It's a flaw with this aircraft. Sometimes the flight plan just doesn't fully connect for some reason. Yeah, so it's gonna go to Mansk. Then it's gonna go. I don't know where I need to go. Um. Uh. Well, you can fly it manually, right? You can just ignore the computer systems if you want to be boring. We will go direct to that now. So you'll now see in the VFR map, the pink line has now joined us directly into Bucks, and that will bring us in. We need to get down to 2,000 feet for the final approach fix. So we will start preparing for that shortly. But we do have to be at... Oh, actually we can set that up. We could do that as a VNAV approach if we want. I want to be at the final approach fix. Oh, back. At 2,000 feet. Enter. Click on VNAV. And then once we hit 6,000 and it locks in, I can then switch it down to 2,000 and it'll actually calculate top of descent for me and get me down to bucks at 2,000. If you look on the nav display, you'll see where the mouse is here, TOD, that's top of descent, so it'll calculate that that's where it needs to start descending to be at bucks at 2,000 feet. So I've set the floor at 2,000. You'll see that. Well, you can't. I can't get my mouse far enough down on the OBS for some reason. I really need to fix that. But the path is in white anyway, meaning it's armed, but it's not being used right now. Once we hit top of descent, it'll then begin that 3-degree descent in. They are telling us to descend to 3,000, so I will kick off an early descent to get us going. And then VNAV will take over when we hit top of descent. I always realize I get really quiet as we come in for the approach. I take this way too seriously. That felt like, yep, there we go. So you'll now see that path, V path, just below where my cursor is, has now turned green. That's the VNAV taking over now, putting us on the 3-degree descent, meaning we'll hit Bucks exactly at 2,000 feet, at which point we should intercept the ILS and get ourselves onto final approach. We were cleared ILS, so I have activated the approach capture. So as soon as we're on it, everything turns green. There we go. There's all the flashing greens. We are locked onto the localizer and the glide slope. So I'll take the first stage of flap. I've got the runway in sight. Speed is below 230, wheels down. We are on runway 19 left, which confirmed I can see 19 right, and we're not aimed at it. Second stage of flaps. Clear to land, third stage of flaps.
Clear to land runway 19er left. Clear to land runway 19er left Cessna Charlie Oscar Tango.
Got a bit of wind coming from the left tonight. The game is stuttering, so if you're seeing stuttering in the stream, that's the sim is stuttering for some reason. It's not smooth on this approach. So that's not stream issues, that's actually problems on my end. Which is not ideal coming in on the final approach. Anyway, where are we looking? 800. Getting ready to take off, take over. This is how it's supposed to look, ladies and gentlemen. Not how it looked earlier when we were trying to come in with no engines. All the way to the threshold. Autopilot off. We're down, reverse throttles. Engaged. Reverse throttles stopped. And we're down. Easy as that. So yes, your frozen aircraft systems are bad. But if you know how to troubleshoot them and resolve them, then the pilot will always do his best to get you there safe. And here's the one thing you can always bear in mind. The pilot doesn't want to die either. If you're worried about getting on that aircraft, trust me, they're going to do everything they can to get you there safely. Because they didn't wake up that morning and say they want to die. So there's a problem with the aircraft. The pilot's going to do everything in his power to fix it. And with that, I'm going to park up here at this gate and call that a stream. Thank you very much everyone who joined us tonight. It's been fun. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, because I'm not going to be streaming next Friday. Watch MyAirMyles. Watch Money with Miles. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.